Shout out to J&J.
So I just want to send a shout out to J&J Sports for having me once again.
Episodes, man. You guys got a real good thing going on.
NFL and NBA playoff standings right now. So we're gonna get into NBA first. We got five top five teams East and five West. We're gonna get into the East first. At number one, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers. Number two, we got the Boston Celtics. Number three, we got the New York Knicks. Number four, we got the Milwaukee Bucks, and number five, the Indiana Pacers. James, how do you feel about this list? Yeah, how do you feel about the list?
I like the list, and that's a solid list. And what's interesting about this is, I guess the two teams. Well, there's three teams here that, like in the past 10 years, weren't regularly in the playoffs.
Right.
And that's the Knicks, the Bucks. They've just gotten hot in the past like 5 years.
Yeah.
And then the Pacers. That's a bit of a surprise there.
Yeah.
West, but they're playing well.
Because like they get close, but they don't get in the play-in. Most of the time like that, or they don't last in the play-in. Yeah, man. Like I said, the Cleveland Cavaliers have been, man. I mean, they've been doing some stuff, James. I don't know what it is. Do you feel like how do you think LeBron feels right now that they're having success like that?
That's a good question because LeBron is in such a different place than he was, let's say when he first started his career.
Yeah.
So maybe he just feels differently than he might have.
Right. He's probably happy for him because, like I said, he did get a ring for him already. So he's like, man, let the boys eat. You know what I mean? Bring for the city and stuff like that. And then on the west side of things, we got number one, Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets, Memphis Grizzlies, Denver Nuggets, and Los Angeles Clippers. Now, James, how do you feel about the west side of things? Like I said, and shout out to OKC, man, still pulling it through, holding it down. How do you feel about this list, though?
There's kind of that unofficial rivalry between Oklahoma City and Houston, I feel like.
Yeah.
Every time they get together, it's always, a big game.
Oh, it's personal. It's always going to be personal. Shout out to the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard, he's back playing, and you can say what he want, man, but y'all can say what y'all want, but when he gets in the game, he's still Kawhi Leonard. You know what I mean?
And this is a surprise, too. I mean, a year, 2 years ago, we'd be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers over the Clippers, although the Clippers do make it to the playoffs pretty regularly.
Pretty regular, right, with Paul over there and everything like that. So, like I said, shout out to the Clippers. Shout out to the Grizzlies, too, man. Ja Morant, I don't know if you've seen it, man. Actually, well, I'll show it at the end, but he posterized Wembanyama, dunked on him. Of course, his hand was in the middle of his arms, but I mean, it was still amazing to see. Shout out to Ja, man. He's in here, man, and he's one of the best PGs right now, for sure. And then of course Denver Nuggets, we cover him with Russell Westbrook. They make it fairly to the play-in all the time every year, so that ain't nothing new. Now, James, out of both West and Eastern Conference, which two teams would you favor on both sides succeeding? Like if they all played each other in the West and they all played each other in the East, what two teams would?
Out East, I definitely got to go with the Milwaukee Bucks just because Giannis is just so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
And turning to the West, I have to go with the Houston Rockets because it's always exciting anytime, with Houston basketball, if they get into the playoffs or anything like that. It's always a lot more fun in the city.
Yeah. My two on the East would be the Milwaukee Bucks, of course, and I'm gonna switch it up, but even though I know Boston is probably gonna go back, I'm gonna say the Cleveland Cavaliers. You know what I mean? Because they're doing pretty hot right now, but fairly Boston and Milwaukee Bucks. On the West side, I would like to see the Memphis Grizzlies and the Denver Nuggets for sure. Matter of fact, actually, Denver Nuggets and Houston Rockets. I like to see the Rockets because I like what Jalen Green's doing, and he's fun to watch too, James. When he goes up, dunks it, yeah, he's just fun to watch all around the board. So that's our list. We'll keep you guys updated on those two teams, West and East. In the NBA, like I said, play-in is right around the corner. We're gonna see what teams take it. As far as the Lakers, man, I don't know, James. We'll see. Shout out to Zion, man. Please stay healthy, please. NFL side of things, your side, man. So we just covered the two major games yesterday. Texas versus Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs won 23-14. James, have you seen this game, and how do you feel about the results?
Yeah, I was watching this game, and the Texans were pretty competitive, at least throughout the first half.
Yeah.
But they eventually kind of just let the game slip away from them.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's talking about this hit. We're gonna cover it at the end, you guys. About this, it's always a situation like this, a flag. A lot of people saying, it's the refs are with the Chiefs. They're teaming up with them. That could be so. Maybe it could not. But we'll show you guys, and y'all let us know if y'all feel like it's what it is. You know what I mean? But they won. And then next up, Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions played as well. 45-31. James, oh my goodness, this was insane from the beginning to the end of this game. Shout out to Jaden Daniels, like we just covered. How do you feel about the results, and how do you feel about the Lions losing?
Majorly surprised, but not surprised considering how well Daniels has played throughout the whole season.
Yeah, man. I mean, this guy, like I said, another C.J. Stroud, maybe even better. Rookie of the year, especially if he goes to the Super Bowl, James. If he goes to, even if he doesn't win, if he goes to the Super Bowl, that's history right there. That's a whole, another rookie has to top it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like I said, so the Commanders advance and the Chiefs advance. So I'm guessing they play each other, I believe. Or it might be the other way around. But we'll keep you guys updated. Today, on Sunday day and night football, the LA Rams versus the Philadelphia Eagles. James, how you feel about this matchup? Who you predict is going to win? I know you're not really a fan of the Eagles like that. Who do you favorite to win, and like what's your ending score, you think?
I'm definitely leaning more towards Los Angeles just because I love LA. Yeah. I also I like their colors, their uniforms, and all that. But Stafford too. And one of the things I really enjoyed for their most recent playoff game was the defense. It was smothering the Vikings pretty much. I mean, I just kept seeing sack after sack, turnover.
Man, I mean, and I was rooting for the Vikings. Like I said, they had such a good. I know Jefferson is frustrated right now because it's like he'd be right there at the peak, and then somebody just. A lot of people are blaming the quarterback on the Viking team, but yeah, for me, I'm gonna have to say I would like the Eagles to win only because of Saquon Barkley, even though they didn't let him get his record, but at least get to that Super Bowl for sure for him. So I'm gonna have to say the Eagles, man. We're gonna see today, man. We're gonna see. And what's your ending score for that game? You thinking?
For the Rams Eagles, I'm thinking maybe let's say 30-17 Rams.
Okay. 30-20. I'd say like 30-23 or something like that. Yeah, probably by a touchdown. And then the last matchup, which is probably I think it's the night tonight. Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. Now, James, this is going to be a game that is going to be history in the making. Two tough teams going at it. You already know I'm rooting for the Ravens, man. I really want Lamar Jackson at least in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Just to say, hey, I've been to the Super Bowl. Who do you want to win this game, and what's your ending score?
I got to lean towards the Ravens because I'd like to see them in the Super Bowl. I mean, it's been since like 2012 or 2013 when they actually played in the Super Bowl.
Right.
But out of all the playoff matches that we've had so far this weekend, this is the biggest one because these are arguably the two, some of the two largest teams in the AFC.
Right.
And, definitely top three if we're including the Chiefs.
Exactly. So I'm Ravens, and you're Ravens too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. Yeah, like I said, I would like to see Derrick Henry get a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? They deserve it for sure. So let's kind of go into tournament mode right quick. So what are your predictions? Let's say we got the Chiefs versus the Commanders. And we have, let's say, the Eagles or Rams versus, or who do you predict is going to go, the two matchups? I feel like we already know the Chiefs might probably get in there. Maybe even the Bills. What's your prediction?
After the way the Commanders played last night, I could see them possibly beating the Eagles in a playoff game and going to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. I think it's been since 1991 since Washington has been to the Super Bowl.
Right.
And On the AFC side of things, it would definitely be interesting to see maybe a Ravens-Commanders matchup. That East Coast rivalry.
A lot of people was talking about that. I would like to see that too. Either the Ravens or the Ravens and the Commanders, or the Philadelphia Eagles and the Ravens. You know what I mean? So either one, long as the Ravens is in there, I'm good. I'm good, James, for sure. But we're going to see today, man. This is going to call it. After today, history is going to be made. We got our predictions. We'll keep you guys updated on who's going to take it and who's going to the Super Bowl, man. I mean, once these two, after this game and the next one, the Super Bowl right there, we'll see if the Chiefs can get wiped out. But we'll show you those clips at the end, you guys. But I'm passing over to my co-host James, man. What else we got?